Hello, Winooski, third grade. Today, we finally catch up with where Mrs. Deemore's class had left off. Chapter 25 of The Terrible Two. Holly and Miles stopped in front of Miles' new locker, number 336. Stuart was entering the combination to the locker below, which was Miles' old locker, locker 337. Hey, said Holly, when did you get an upper locker?
Oh, we traded,
Stuart announced. Why would anyone trade? Behind Stuart's crouching back, Miles cut Holly off by sawing silently at his neck.
I know,
Stuart said.
Why would anyone want an upper locker?
Holly arched an eyebrow. Everyone wanted an upper locker. Miles wanted an upper locker, and in pretty much the only highlight of the last month or so, he tricked Stuart into giving his up. It was your standard Tom Sawyering. Before lunch one Tuesday, Miles had kneeled in front of his locker and pulled a coin from his pocket. Hey, look at that, said Miles. A quarter.
What?
Said Stuart.
You just found a quarter?
Yeah. Oh, and look at that. It's a bicentennial quarter. Miles held up the quarter and showed Stuart the drumming man on the back.
Wow! Aren't those quarters worth even more than normal quarters?
Yeah, said Miles. About $2, I think. Stuart just looked at the quarter and gasped. I find stuff like this on the floor all the time, Miles said. People are always dropping stuff. It's one reason I love having a lower locker.
What do you mean, one reason?
Well, you don't have to lift your books in the locker this way. That can lead to injury, you know. Sort of an achy, tingling running through your forearm.
Oh, my forearm has been aching,
Stuart said.
Oh, is that bad?
Could be. Could be tendonitis or carpal tunnel.
Oh, man.
You probably don't have carpal tunnel. Miles pocketed the quarter. But you never know. Stuart was looking a little nervous. Time to clinch it. Plus, a lower locker keeps your lunch fresh and cool. Because heat rises.
I wish I had a lower locker.
Whoa, Stuart. I'm not going to trade with you.
Oh, please.
No way. It's not an even trade. I love my lower locker.
Please.
Maybe. No.
What?
I was going to say maybe if you gave me your fruit snacks for a week, but...
What about a month?
And that's how Miles got an upper locker. He looked forward to telling the story to Holly as soon as Stuart left, but Stuart was having trouble with the combination.
Miles?
So Stuart?
Oh, what's the last number again?
13.
Oh, yeah!
Stuart turned the dial to the left. The metal door swung open.
Huh. I don't remember any of this,
Stuart said. There was a springing sound and a muffled oof from Stuart as a pie flew from his locker and into his face. This is what Stuart saw in his locker. The amazing locker bolt. Assembly time 32 man hours. Designed for locker number 337. It's quite an apparatus.
What?
Stuart pulled the aluminum pie tin from his face and began to wipe off whipped cream.
Oh, man, that was crazy.
Miles bent down and peered into Stuart's locker. The catapult was impressive. Brilliant, even. The whole prank combined classic styling, a good old pie to the face, with an innovative pie delivery system. Only Niles Sparks could have dreamed up the contraption in locker number 337, but there was one problem. Niles Sparks had gotten the wrong locker. Ha ha, Miles said. He actually said the words, ha, ha. He didn't know we switched. Niles hadn't known about the locker switched. He'd been too busy planning and building and smiling, and he'd missed a crucial detail. Here was a little prank and rule from Niles Sparks. Don't miss crucial details. After a long week of thwarted pranks, Miles was now the thwarter. He'd thwarted Niles just as Niles had thwarted him. Well, technically he'd benefited from an oversight. It wasn't exactly an active thwarting, but a thwart was a thwart. Stuart picked off a maraschino cherry, stuck above his left eyebrow, and popped it into his mouth.
Yum! It's like a Shirley Temple.
Miles felt a pang of sympathy for Stuart. Collateral damage in the prank war. But then again, he seemed to be enjoying that cherry. The commotion attracted a crowd, and the crowd attracted Principal Barkin. "Oh, make way for me," Barkin said. He plowed through the mob and surveyed the situation. Stuart creamed. Miles, nearby, himself on the case. "Stuart," said Barkin, "you're covered in whipped cream."
I know, said Stuart. There's pie filling machine in my locker.
"Is there really?" said Barkin, getting purplish. He examined the inside of Stuart's locker. My, Barry," said Barkin, muttering to himself. "A catapult." He pulled a latex pair of gloves from his principal pack. "Let's look for clues, shall we?" Miles already knew what Barkin would find. Nothing. Niles may have made one mistake, but he was not going to make two. "Nothing," Barkin said after some careful poking and prodding, "but the investigation will continue." Miles pretended Barkin wasn't staring straight at him. Barkin continued staring straight at him. The bell rang. Principal Barkin snapped to purple-faced attention. "Get to class, everyone. That bell means you're late. Don't think I will hesitate to give 62 students detention at once. I would welcome the chance to hold that world record." As the crowd dispersed, Miles glimpsed Niles looking on. Niles looked lost, dismayed, thwarted. And for the first time in 3 weeks, Miles was the one smiling. He grinned at Niles and went back to his locker, his upper locker, to grab his math book. Maybe he would have pizza for lunch today. Yes, that sounded pretty good. He swung open his locker door.
"Oh, man, look at those cherries," Stuart said. "It's like your locker is a Shirley Temple factory."
Miles hoped Barkin wasn't still staring straight at him. He was. "I didn't do it," Miles said. "Strike 3, said Principal Barkin. Chapter 26. Principal Barkin was relaxed. We will hear that next week on The Terrible 2. See you then, Winooski third graders.